So today I just thought, while I'm doing some sewing, I'll just show you what I've been doing, because this is another way of doing, well, it's patchwork. So I thought I'd share with you how I sort of do it. And now, instead of using batting, which is like a material like polyester or cotton that usually you do use as an underneath, well, a middle than an underneath, because you use something on the background. You use it as, it creates an oh god, dog. Bailey! It creates a padded illusion. Do you know what I mean? It helps it build up to a padded, but we don't want to be doing that. So what I want to do is, I've taken all little bits of scrap material and I've just pinned them down, right? So they're just all over the place, all little scraps, right? Otherwise would have been just thrown away. Now what I have tacked it onto is, okay, this is like a pink single duvet sheet, you know, the fitted sheet type of thing, and I've just cut it up. So I've got something to sew my material onto, and it keeps it how I want it. Plus I can see how I want it before I even sew it, you know. So what I do with this is I just start sewing wherever and taking the pins out as I go. It can be a bit of a tedious task. I've got one here that's made up. This one I made quite a while ago. Let me show you this. This was just scraps, and I've still got to cut and snip off little bits on the back of cotton. Where's my little snips? I love these things for this job. So we just snip, go round, snip all the little bits of cotton, and then get all the little snip parts off and give it an iron from the back. This one I've got mixed material. I've got polyester and like satins on there, so I will have to iron it from the back. But this one was done with red cotton, looking at it, all over. But once that is cut straight, that could become a small journal cover, if you can imagine it. And yeah, I mean, it's good to go for anything really. You can make a placemat out of that, you know. So what I've done is late last night I was just building my patchwork parts art. So that's for one, and then I made another one up like this, and then I just removed the pins as I go, like I said, and then I done this one as well. So these otherwise would have gone into the bin, and this little one as well. So which way does that go? It goes that way, doesn't it? Yeah, because of the words in it. But yeah, I've got all those to do and sew round. They do take a while to sew, because you've got to make sure all these pieces are not sticking up. But you can go free motion if you've got a free motion machine. I haven't, but I've got a free motion arm. But I do rather like to do it either in lines and then lines down, or just keep going round all the squares. That's the way I've done this one, and I've done most of them. Just keep going round all the squares and making sure they're all together. It does, as I said, it makes like that mark on the back, but that's okay, because that's just a lining. You can go over this material at the end to just pretty it up. That's what I will do with that, you see. Once it's got a backing on there, no one will ever see that part. But yeah, I just thought I'd like to show you this, guys. And what I'll do, where's that little one gone? I did have the little piece out. That's the biggest. hold on a minute. I'll do this one. I'll do a little bit of this one because it does take some time. So if I leave you sitting there. Right, so what I'm going to do is start in a corner. Right, or shall I start at the edge? The edge is quite better to do, depending on what, now I've got it on a straight line, so I am going to start I'm going to start on the corner. And some of the pins that I could take out, like this one, if I sew down, I can take that one out because it's not holding anything, only this material. So let's start. We'll do a back stitch as well, and then back. Right, so we can take this pin out because it's holding it. So I'll just carry on. Right, take that one out because that was holding it as well. They don't take very long to do, but I do like doing these. I'm going to lift that foot up and put that underneath that material. I do enjoy doing these. It's just, I think it relieves a lot of my stress, to be honest with you. Right, so we have sewn that part on, and I'm going to come round. It doesn't matter if you're doing it absolutely level, or if you go crooked, or if you go zigzagged, or whatever. You can use whatever stitch you want and whatever way you want to start it at, or whatever. But I'm doing this just to round up those corners. Just make sure you don't go over your pins. So I'm going to take that pin out there, which is holding this big large green one down. So I'm just going to go down here. Now we've got another one we'll take out. Then we'll come round. Hold on a minute. Put that pin away. I'm putting the pins back in the big pin thing as I go as well. We can always just get off the little bits of loose cotton and everything else after. Drop your foot again and carry on. Right, there's a pin there we can take out. Another pin coming up. We'll take that out. And if you notice, I don't care if they're straight, the material or anything. I really don't care. Because it doesn't matter, because you'll be cutting the material down after a little while anyway. So it'll all level up once you cut it straighter. Right, I'll do this side. We'll just where's them snips? Hate losing them. All right, we'll find them in a minute. It's not a concern at the moment. Right, so I'm going to go down, straight down. There's one under here, I just noticed. You've got to be careful because sometimes you don't realise they're there, and they are there. So when you're pinning, make sure you don't often pin underneath. Like this, like I did with that one, because you can't see them. Right, let's just get that. Right, and a back stitch. There we go. Right, let's just take this off a minute. Cut it near as possible. Right, so that's the outer done. Up there. And then you can actually go round again on the inner, and then keep going round to the middle. That's a good way of doing it, but then you'll still have these open seams. So what I like to do is I like to go from there across. Can you see what I'm doing now? Right, so what I like to do is I like to go from here right across, and then I take these ones down, and then again here, right, and then keep going. There's another one there, and then I will go this way, and then I will start here and take this one down, and then go down that way. Sometimes I like just to go round like that, and then go round there, and then there, like that, you know, that sort of thing. Like up here, I will go round this one, and then I will go round there, and up there, and down there. It depends on how you want to do it. It doesn't matter, as long as you get all these pieces down like this, you know, as long as they're all down, and yeah, and then it provides a good you know, structure, because you don't want them all sticking up. They start fraying otherwise, and then the pieces, you know, you have to cut them. This is one of the ways I do my patchwork, just the scrappy bits and that, and it is so much fun. I love it. So yeah, and just keep taking your bits of cotton off. You'll find at the back you've got cotton everywhere, so afterwards when you iron it out, and just you can just remove it just simply comes off, you know, all the little bits and pieces and that, and then you just get your either your blade roller or some scissors, and just straighten up whatever, cut it to the requirement you want, and it looks so nice. And then you may have to sew again when you cut it. More likely times you will have to, but like if I was to say it come to there that I needed the fabric on this side to come to, then I miss this bit, so I'd have to sew again. Do you know what I mean? Just to make it so I've got an edge on the sewing complete, but it will look nice when it's done. I will show you when I start to do it more. It does take a little while. This is going to probably take me about 20 minutes to half an hour to sew all this around. I'm sure you don't want to see all that, so I'll be back when I've sewed a bit more on it. Okay guys, I've finished this piece. Just trimmed off a little bit of the threads. There's still a few more, just to snip off here and there. Remember, it's got to be cut to whatever size I want it to, but I think it's come out really nice. Back is obviously messy with all the stitches. I like this. See, when it's folded, it can be either way journal cover, you see, and then you put your plain material in there. But I love doing these type of things. This needs ironing now, and then see, you just get little bits of thread here and there that you just snip off and get it ready for ironing. You'll see more when you iron. Basically, there's one here, there's a few here and there. So guys, further on down the line, we've done machine stitching and everything. Can't remember where I was in the last part of the video. What I've done is I've cut them down, I've put a lining on, they are ready to sew. I've got a little motif of a butterfly on the front, which I'm actually going to sew on first. So I'm going to remove that pin, which is holding the lining, and I'm going to just gently remove that off of there and just put it back in so it's on. That's my lining. I want to keep that pin in. I mean, I don't need to, but I'm going to. I'm just going to quickly stitch that on a little bit on the machine, and then I shall do all the lining round and I shall show you after. I've just sewn it now. So this is a little journal cover I've made, and I can still trim. I do need to trim a slight just down that white piece. So all I do for that really is I just eyeball it. I don't draw a straight line, and that is only a tiny amount. get it on there properly and just cut it while it's folded, and then it should line up. Yeah, perfect, look. Perfect. And that's fine. It's on here so it sort of pulls up this motif of the butterfly, but that's the inside. So it's a nice, I think you call this Chanel material. It's a curtain fabric. It's very thick. It's on the verge of, what's that stuff called? Like a velvet, like that. But that's number one done. Any little tiny bits of thread you see, you can just trim off. That one there, yeah, there's a little one there. Just snip them, tiny little bits of thread, and that's done for some paper to go in. And look how pretty that is. And that'll be a little vintage type of journal cover, and I will put some lovely pretty papers in that. And yeah, that's all done then. I really do like doing these like this. So I hope this is helpful, and I will catch you in the next video then, guys. Okay, bye.